Hi, friends. Welcome to our Learning at Home for Tuesday. Friends, today we're going to be starting to learn about a certain animal that you have probably already know a lot about. Let's see, let me give you some hints. This animal can be green or brown or even some bright colors. This animal can be small or a little bit bigger. This animal says ribbit. Did you say frog? That's what we're going to learn about today, friends. Today we're going to learn about a frog's life cycle. What is a life cycle? Friends, a life cycle are the changes in an animal's life. So just like how you grow up from being a baby to a toddler and then becoming a big kindergartner and you'll continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger, that's what happens for animals too. So we're going to be learning about how a frog grows up, a frog's life cycle. This book is by Mary R. Dunn. Okay, look at the arrows. Look at the arrows. That tells us that we're moving within a life cycle, okay? Okay, a frog's life cycle. Do you think this book is fiction or nonfiction? Let's see. What are some of the text features we can see that tells us it's nonfiction? Okay, friends, we know what this is. Oh, we go this way. Wait, this way. Friends, we know what this is called. Can you tell moms and dads what this is called? Remember? Table of contents, right? What does the table of contents tell us? It tells us where to find certain information, right? So we have eggs in the pond, page 4. Growing tadpoles, page 8. Frisky froglets, I wonder what the word frisky means. Frisky froglets, page 14. Adult frogs, page 18. Friends, there are also some more down here, and I promise to go over those as soon as we get to those pages, okay? All right, here we go, friends. Eggs in the pond. Many kinds of frogs live around the world. Frogs are amphibians. Friends, the word amphibians, I have my post-it notes for me to remember what to say here. Friends, an amphibian is a type of animal that can live in the water and on land. Can you think of any other animals that might be amphibians? Some of you might have said newts or salamanders. Those also live on the land and in water. Frogs are amphibians. They can live in water and on land. All frogs have the same life cycle. Did you hear that, friends? All frogs have the same life cycle. Look at that pretty frog. Look how its eyes bug out of its head. Oh, goodness. I wonder if they can see really well. Wood frogs live in wetlands. In spring, females lay eggs in water. A thick, clear jelly holds the eggs together. Tadpoles grow inside. Okay, friends, so that was our first step of the life cycle. First, frogs lay eggs. Okay, my turn, your turn. First, frogs lay eggs. Right? Oh my goodness, look at those eggs. Remember they talked about the clear jelly holds them together. Tadpoles grow inside. Look how little they are. So little. Growing tadpoles. Tadpoles hatch from the eggs in about 14 days. Friends, that's about 2 weeks. Using their long tails, they swim around the pond. Tadpoles eat algae and grow fast. Friends, do you know anything about tadpoles? Have you seen them before? Friends, I'm going to tell you about my text to self connection, right? So that means that I have something that I relate to in the text. When I was young, about your age, I guess, 5 or 6, I used to go to an after school program at my friend Amy's house. And she used to take us on nature walks almost every day. And we used to always go to this pond and we used to hear the frogs, we used to see the frogs, but then we'd also see the tadpoles swimming around, right? We'd see the tadpoles. So that's my text to self connection. You can see the picture. Friends, what do you notice inside the tadpole? What do you see there? Oh, maybe it's feet. It's pretty. Almost looks kind of sparkly. Who would like a tadpole? Maybe Miss Redmersky, since they look so sparkly. Okay. A tadpole's body goes through many changes. First, it grows back legs. You see it in the picture? The lungs take the place of gills. The tadpole can now breathe out of water. Okay, friends, my turn, your turn. First, females lay eggs. Next, the eggs hatch into tadpoles. Next, the eggs hatch into tadpoles. Friends, we are going to practice writing a couple of words here. Okay. Friends, we are going to practice writing the word tadpoles. Okay, everyone say tadpoles. Okay, now we're going to use our stretching fingers. Okay, we haven't done this in a while, so it might take a little practice. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Tadpoles. Okay, lips the fish. What's the first sound you hear? Oh, that's kind of a crooked T. Oh, let's try that one again. That's all right. Miss Nielsen always makes mistakes. Let's try that again. Okay, it's going to be a T. That is kind of better. It's harder to write on this board when you guys aren't here. A. Tad. D. Tad. P. Tad. O. It's a long O. Okay. Tadpole. And friends, there's a secret letter on the end here. Ready? Next, they turn into tadpole. Just one? S. Tadpoles, right? So that's going to be first they lay eggs, next they hatch into tadpoles, okay? That was one of our big words. All right, let's get back to our story. See the picture? See how it's changed? There we go. Next, the tadpole begins to grow front legs. Its tail gets shorter and shorter. The tadpole becomes a froglet. Friends, so this is the third step of the life cycle. Then it becomes a froglet. Froglet. Oh my goodness, that might be a tricky word to spell. Let's write that one together too. Okay, so we have eggs, tadpoles, froglets. Froglets. All right, stretching hands up, friends. Stretching hands up. 3, 2, 1. Froglets. Okay, do it a little slower. Let's do it a little slower. Ready? Froglets. Okay. Lips the fish. What's the first sound you hear? F. R. O. Frog. G. O. L. E. Froglet. T. Froglets. Okay. Good job, friends. Froglets. That was a tricky word. Great job. Okay, then it becomes a froglet. Look how cute he is. You see? He's starting to look more and more like a frog. Frisky froglets. Ooh, friends, I wonder what that word frisky means. Frisky. Friends, the word frisky, my turn, your turn, frisky. Frisky means playful and full of energy. So a froglet must be playful and full of energy. A froglet spends time in water and on land. Remember, what's that called again? Amphibian. It uses its new legs to search for food. The froglet hops in the woods looking for insects. You see it okay? After about 4 months, a froglet fully loses its tail. It becomes an adult frog. Wood frogs live for 3 to 4 years. Now remember, friends, even though this book is talking about wood frogs and uses wood frog as an example, remember what they said at the beginning? All frogs have the same life cycle, so they all go through this. Okay, friends, remember, first, they are eggs. Is that what the sentence said? Here we go. First, frogs lay eggs. Ready? Say it with me. First, frogs lay eggs. Next, what does it become? Next, it becomes a tadpole. Then it becomes a froglet. So then last, friends, last it becomes a frog. Now we already spelled the word froglet. So, but if you need a little help spelling the word frog, you can look up here, okay? Let's take our stretching fingers first. Stretching fingers up. Frog. You try. Okay. What's the first sound you hear? Er. Ah. G. Frog. Last, it becomes a frog. That one almost looks like, oh, wait, you can't see. Ah! It's hard to do this backwards. Almost looks like a frog, maybe when it loses its tail. Adult frogs. Adult wood frogs are tan or brown. In the fall, they crawl under leaves. During winter, frogs freeze as hard as ice cubes. Their hearts stop beating. I wonder if the frogs live through the winter. Their heart stops beating. That sounds like they might not. I wonder. In spring, wood frogs thaw. That means they unfreeze, friends. They hop into ponds. Males croak mating calls to females. The life cycle of a frog begins again. Friends, a mating call is like when a male frog, a boy frog, says to a female, "I'm here," right? They're letting them know. They're ready to have babies. The end. Friends, do you remember what this part is called? Look at the words. Has the words and what they mean, their definition. Do you remember what that's called? Look at the top. Glossary, right? So this tells us words we might not know. So we do know the word amphibian, right? Amphibian, an animal that lives on water and on land. We learned what a lot of these mean, like froglet and, let's see, mate, thaw. We learned about a couple of those. Okay, I have some questions for you. These are critical thinking questions. So I'm going to ask the question, and then I want you to use your thinking fingers, okay? Thinking fingers to think about the answer. Okay, number 1. Why are dead leaves a good place for wood frogs to stay in fall and winter? So do you remember how at the very end they talked about how the wood frogs, they find leaves, right, to live under? Why do they do that? Why do they do it under leaves? Do you think that the frogs would want predators to find them while they're frozen and can't move? No way. They want to stay alive. So friends, they use the leaves for camouflage. Do you remember what camouflage means? It means to blend in, right? Blend in with their environment. Okay. Find the words lungs and gills in the glossary. How are both important to wood frogs? All right, let's go back to our glossary. Lungs. Pull this back here. Let's see. Lungs, tell me to stop. Lungs. Lung, right there. Lung, body part used to breathe air. Okay, to breathe air, right? We have lungs. Your lungs will help you breathe the air as a human. Okay, the next one you have to look for is gill. Let's see here. Gill. Right here. Gill. Body part used to breathe underwater. Do we have gills? No, otherwise we could swim underwater forever. What other animals have gills? fish, right? Or sharks, those both have gills too. So friends, we know that lungs are used to breathe air, gills are used to breathe in water. So both are important to wood frogs because they help them breathe no matter where they are. So they need both of those, right? Okay, question number 3. What are the favorite foods of tadpoles and the favorite food of frogs? Let's start with tadpoles. Let's use our thinking fingers. What is the favorite food of tadpoles? Remember what stage the tadpoles are? Number 2. So they're still in the water. Friends, tadpoles like algae. And algae, if we go to the glossary, algae, small plants without roots or stems that grow in water. You may have seen algae before if you've ever been to a pond, right, or a big body of water. So that's what the tadpoles eat. What about frogs? Do you guys know what frogs eat? You may have seen videos of frogs doing this before. They have a long tongue, and their long tongue comes out and they might eat insects, right? Flying insects like flies. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if our tongues were that long? Would you want to eat flies? I don't think so. Yuck. Oh my goodness, friends. Okay, so is this book fiction or nonfiction? It's nonfiction. We can tell because of the real pictures, right? They're real photographs of frogs. We can tell because there is a table of contents. Tells us where to find stuff. We can also tell because there's a glossary, a list of vocabulary words. And friends, there's also, I didn't even show you this part, there's also an index. Remember, an index is at the back of the book and it also tells us where to find things, right? There might be more than one page. So like adults, you might find on page 16 or 18, amphibians, page 4, tells us where to find stuff. Okay, my friends, that concludes our read aloud for today. Hope you learned a lot about the frog's life cycle, and I will see you next time. Ribbit!